Good morning, students.
Good morning, sir.
Students, today, before I start my today's topic or lecture, let me ask you some questions first. Please stand up. Shraddha, have you ever been to market?
Yes, sir.
So why do we go to market? Generally, why do we go to market?
To buy things.
To buy things. Very good. Sit down. Have you seen people negotiating the prices while we shop something, Arjun?
Yes, sir.
You have seen. Very good. So, student, that negotiation of price is generally we call as bargain. You might have also seen some of the notice boards at the shops. No bargaining, please. Have you seen those notices at the shops also?
Yes, sir.
Where it is written no bargaining, please. So today's topic which I am going to discuss is the poem The Last Bargain, which is written by Rabindranath Tagore. Students, before we start the poem, let me tell you that bargain is basically an agreement. Bargain is an agreement. So actually, in this poem, what agreement is supposed to do and what is poet wanting to do, this is what we will explain in this poem today. Student, first of all, let me tell you something about the poet Rabindranath Tagore. You all might have heard his name. The Rabindranath Tagore was born on May 7, 1861, and he is actually a Bengali writer and is very well known for enhancing the English literature higher. Who is wanting to be higher? Now let me give you a gist of the poem first of all. After that we will go for the explanation stanza wise, and we will do the role play of the poem also. Okay? So that you will understand the concept more accurately, or you can say more concretely. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Student, actually this poem revolves around the idea that many a times we do not get satisfied with this materialistic world. Actually, in this poem, the narrator comes out to the market and he wanted himself to be hired. He wanted a job. While he was on his way for getting or seeking job, he got number of offers also. Like first of all, he got an offer from a king. Then he got an offer from an old man. Then he also got an offer from a maid. But he was not at all satisfied with all those offers. And at last, he got satisfied with the offer which was given by a small boy who tried to hire him with nothing. And at that time, poet, or you may say the narrator, realized the importance of being enslaved, and he realized the fact that it is more important to be a free man. And when that little boy tried to hide him with nothing, he considered himself to be a free man, and he lived the life afterwards very, very smoothly and calmly. So now we will be, I hope you might have got the idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will be reading the text first, and after that I will go for explanation. Got it?
Yes,
sir.
Come and hire me, I cried in the morning. I was walking on the stone paved road. You all know that who is I here? I here means the narrator. Sword in hand, the king came in his chariot. He held my hand and said, I will hire you with my power. But his power counted for naught, and he went away in his chariot. In the heat of the midday, the houses stood with shut doors. I wandered along the crooked lane. An old man came out with his bag of gold. He pondered and said, I will hire you with my money. And he weighed his coins one by one, but I turned away. In the evening, the garden hedges was all aflower. The fair maid came out and said, I will hire you with a smile. Her smile paled and melted into tears, and she went back alone into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. He raised his head and seemed to know me and said, I hire you with nothing. From henceforward, that bargain, struck in child's play, made me a free man. These are the lines of the poem. Student, first of all, let me explain you some of the important words that we have come across here. Like the very first word here which is written, that is stone paved road. Stone paved road. So students, stone paved road, actually in this poem it is representing the difficult path. If we talk about the literal meaning of the stone paved road, we can say a road which is made with stone. But actually what it is depicting, it is depicting the difficult roads that the narrator has come across. Got it? So stone paved road here is representing the difficult path. What it is representing? Difficult path. Okay. Then the sword which is written here in the poem, that sword you all know, the metallic, what we call as a kind of metallic knife, and a sharp metallic knife, and this sword here is representing the power of the king. It is used here to depict the power of the king. Then next word is wandered, which means to move about without any support. Then the next word that we have come across is pondered. Pondered means to think deeply. To think deeply. So these are, students, some of the important words that we have come across. And if we talk about the various poetic devices that has come across in the poem, the very first and the foremost important device is the symbolism here. Symbolism. Actually, the poet has used symbolism here, and that symbolism, like I have said, that stone paved road symbolizes the difficult path, like the sword symbolizes the power, and etc. etc. So you can say that the main poetic device which is used in the poem is the symbolism, where some of the things symbolizes the other thing. Got it, students?
Yes, sir.
I hope you might have got brief idea of the poem.
Yes, sir.
Now I will be explaining the poem to you line wise, and while we act also. We will act also. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So please, one of the students, please come. So students, the poem goes like, first of all you will say that it was the morning time. As you just focus on the very first line, it is written, come and hire me, I cried while in the morning. And I have also told you earlier that the morning here represents the hope. Why the poet has used this line in the morning? Actually this morning is representing a hope. Okay? So once the narrator was wandering along and he was saying,
come and hire me, come and hire me, I want to get hired, come and hire me, come and hire me.
and while he was walking on the stone paved road. The very second line which is written here, that it was walking on the stone paved road. So what I have made you explain, that what is a stone paved road representing? It is representing the difficult path. That means the narrator was walking on the difficult path and he was saying,
come and hire me, come and hire me, I want to get hired,
and
come and hire me.
all of a sudden, a king came, having a sword in hand,
Command,
and he said,
I will hire you with my power. I will hire you with my power.
but the narrator was not at all, but that man was not at all satisfied with the king, and he do not wanted to be get hired with his power. The king came, he tried to hire him, and he tried to hire him with his power, but the man was not satisfied with his power, and so he denied. So he rejected the offer of the king. And after that, it was the midday, means the afternoon time. And students, you all know very well that during the afternoon, the sun is very hot, and generally you see that the people keep their doors shut. So that was the situation, that was the scenario at the time, which is written in the second stanza, that in the heat of the midday, the houses stood shut doors. Means all the houses were having their doors shut. And the man was wandering in the crook lane. Crook lane also means the not straight. Crook lane means the lanes which are not straight. And in other words, we may say it is also representing the difficult path. In other words, it is also representing the difficult path. Means the man was walking there in the difficult path during the hot summer day, and then an old man
Come and
came.
hire me. Come and hire me. I want to get hired. Come and hire me. Come and hire me.
The old man was having a bag with him, and he
Come and hire me. Come and hire me.
first of all he thought, which I have made you write, ponder means to think deeply. The old man thought very deeply what to do, and after that he said,
I will hire you with my money.
the old man wanted to hire that man with his money, so he took some of the gold coins from his bag and he counted his coins, but the man was not satisfied, and hence the man turned away again. That means we can say that he got two offers, one from the king, other from the old man. The king tried to hire him with his
Power.
Anuj. The king tried to hire the man with what?
Power.
With his power. Very good. Sit down. Swasti, please stand up. And how the old man tried to hire him?
Money.
With his money. Very good. But the man was not at all satisfied with any of the offer which he received, and so again the next in the third stanza it is written, it was the evening time and the garden hedges were all aflower. Hedges, students, means the boundaries of any, you may say, any garden. So a flower means full of flower. That means it was the evening time, and all around the garden flowers was blooming, and it is actually representing a pleasant time. It is representing a pleasant time. And then a fair maid came out
Come and
and
hire
she
me.
said,
Come and hire me. Come and hire me.
I will hire you with a smile.
and all of a sudden her smile paled and she melted into tears. So students, her smile paled because somewhere she was having sorrow at the back of her mind. So again, the man was not satisfied the offer that he received from the fair maid, and that maid went back into the dark. The sun glistened on the sand, and the sea waves broke waywardly. A child sat playing with shells. That means now again it was the evening time, you can say. The sun was glistening, sun was shining on the sand, and the sea waves were walking, or you may say they were waving in the sense as if there is no one who can control those waves, and a child was sitting there and he was playing with his shells when the man noticed him and he was crying,
Come and hire me. Come and hire me.
and all of a sudden that little child seemed to raise his head, and he also gave an offer, and he said,
I will hire you with nothing.
because being a small boy, he hadn't anything which he can give, which he can offer to that man, and that is why he said, I will hire you with nothing. But then the man realized that the little boy who tried to hire him with nothing had brought a great change in his life, because now the man who wanted himself to be hired was feeling very free, and he started playing with children. So student, this was all about, yes, you can go now. Student, this was all about the line wise explanation of the poem, and as I have already told you that this poem is actually representing the thought that at number of times, or you may say at times, we don't feel satisfied with this materialistic world, with the things which we are getting, because if that man was to be satisfied with the materialistic world, definitely he might have satisfied himself with the money that he was receiving either from the king or from the old man. So if he was not getting satisfied, that definitely means his intent was not to be hired with money. He wanted to be hired with something else, and that was offered by that little boy, and because of the offer that the boy gave to the man considered himself to be a free man. Got it?
Yes, sir.
This was all about the poem. I hope you have understood the concept very well.
Yes, sir.
Any queries, any questions from your side?
No, sir.
And if not, then we will shift on to the discussion of the question answers. Okay?
Yes, sir.
So if we talk about the question answers which are given in the textbook, the very first question is, who is speaker in the poem? Mahi, please stand up. Now you will tell me who is speaker in the poem.
The speaker in the poem is Rabindranath Tagore.
You can say it's the Rabindranath Tagore, or it is the man who wanted himself to be get hired. Okay, very good. Sit down. The next question is, the king, sword in hand, suggests what? The king having a sword in his hand is suggesting what? The options are wealth, power, more power than wealth. What it is representing? What sword of the king is representing? Riya, yes please. What sword is representing here? Sit down. Yes, Sheetal. It is representing power. What is representing, Riya?
Sir,
What
power.
sword in hand is representing?
Power.
It is representing power, which already I told you, which already I have explained, that the sword of the king is representing the power of the king, because king was very much powerful, and he very simply thought that I can easily hire that man with my power. Then next question is, the old man offered the speaker. The old man offered the speaker a lot of money, but he turned down the offer. Why it is so? Shraddha, why do you think it is? Why that man was not satisfied with the offer that the old man gave him?
Because money can't be kept for life.
You can say that the money, because or in other words, you can say he didn't want himself to get hired with money or with the materialistic world. Sit down, please. After that, we have the last question. How did the speaker feel after talking to the child on the beach? What was the feeling of the narrator? Yes.
So the narrator
What was the feeling of the speaker when he talked to that boy?
The feeling was that he was so happy that he became a free man and now he will do what he wants.
Very good. Sit down. So it was the feeling of being happy because after talking to that boy, after getting an offer from the boy, he considered himself to be a
Free
free
man.
man. So student, this was all about the question answers. I hope that the whole concept, whole poem and the question answers are very much clear to you.
Yes,
Now I am giving you a home assignment that you will write a brief summary of the poem and you will also write the main theme of the poem. Just note these questions, and these questions are your home assignments. You will do as your home assignment, and I am very much sure that you have understood the poem well. If you are having any queries, any doubt, you can ask me right now. Any questions from your side?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.